Shabbos at Boca Raton Synagogue this weekend.
Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. It's a great pleasure to be sitting here with the world-famous actress, Blossom, Dr. Mayim Bialik. How does Judaism influence what you do in Hollywood? How does it shape who you are? What's been the secret of your path back?
I don't know if I have one secret. I think there's a lot of secrets. I study with someone actively. I make a decision to study. I make a decision, every day, right, to confront the hard questions and to not run from them and to not reject things that I don't yet understand. So I guess my sort of journey to Judaism started with exploring and really trying to understand the mikveh and what it was about. I really didn't know much. And what I discovered was there was a lot of depth and a lot of personal meaning. And I try and explore Judaism all with that kind of framework. If there's something I don't understand, let me understand it, and then I can see, right, what it can mean to me and what it can offer me. In terms of what Judaism does for me in my work, I work in a really fascinating, amazing industry of show business, and I need to kind of refresh the inner world that we're all given. My neshama needs a break. I use Shabbos to get that break, and I need to understand that I'm not the most important thing in the world. And I work in an industry where we're constantly told, right, that we make things great and we're great and it's great. But I'm not that great, and that's really honestly where I use sort of this personal God that Judaism teaches about. It really works to keep me humble and to give me perspective.
That's amazing. I think one of the most powerful things over the weekend is when you talk about modesty. And as you describe in your industry, modesty, whether in thought, in action, in dress, is not really a popular notion or a value that's pursued with rigor. And here you were just an incredible advocate and really an eloquent spokesperson for the values of modesty in each of those areas, in affluence, and in thought, and in dress. So, how did you discover that, and how are you able to maintain modesty in the industry you work?
I mean, I think, one of the things that's hard is, if you want to be an immersed modern Orthodox person and you want to operate in the secular world, you're going to come up against a lot of things that are not the way you would do them. But I think to have a concept, and for me, one that's kind of halachically grounded, to have a concept of what works for you and what is right for you, to have that be able to permeate kind of every interaction, so that if someone puts their hand out to me because they don't know that I prefer not to touch men, right, that I can still take it and not embarrass that person, and that's my personal choice, but that I know that as people learn more about me, the concepts of the healthy boundaries that I put up, really, that I've learned from Judaism, that begins to kind of strengthen, I think, a lot of relationships. And I think that's the place, especially with modesty. It's like, oh, well, I work in a secular world, and how can it work? It can work. People are complicated, and people can understand that other people have boundaries. And that's kind of what I found. It's really been working. It's hard to find a dress for the Emmys, let me tell you, with the to the elbows and to the ankles. But I'm doing it, God willing, I'm doing it.
Amazing. Tell us quickly, what's your favorite Jewish holiday?
Obviously, I love fun Jewish holidays. I love Pesach and I love Hanukkah, but I'm one of those people who came late to observance who really appreciates fasting as a spiritual and a physical true cleansing. So it's kind of odd to say I love Yom Kippur, but I get a lot out of Yom Kippur, and I feel very, very connected to Tisha B'Av, and I find fasting a phenomenal way to really get in touch with not only what we don't need, but then to see what we do need to keep us going. So it's kind of odd, but I really appreciate a serious, heavy day.
That's amazing. Last question, what was your greatest moment of Jewish pride in your life, when you really swelled with pride for being Jewish, most proud of being Jewish, or Jewish experience, spiritual experience, or Jewish culture and nationality? What strongest Jewish pride moment?
I'd say being in Israel. I think there's a lot of experiences I've had in Israel in the dozen times I've been there. There's different kinds of pride, but to me the deepest, most emotional pride, I think, has come times when I'm in Israel. And there's a museum there called Holy Land that has a miniature model of the ancient city of Jerusalem. And there's a Beis HaMikdash. And I remember when I first stood in front of it, it was a tremendous sensation, both of devastation and tragedy, and also of hope, in a messianic way. And also enormous pride that this is where my life led me, to be this person and this Jew, standing in front of a model, right, of something that we pray for daily. So I remember it was a really incredible moment. I won't forget it. Everybody must have thought I was crazy, standing with my little headphones telling me about the Beis HaMikdash, weeping openly, but I guess that's me.
That's really amazing. Well, thank you very much. We had an incredible weekend.
Thank you.
For this, and you make us all really proud to be Jews. The fact that you can balance and find the intersection of what we do and with incredible success
Thank you.
Informed and inspired by Jewish values. You make us all proud to be Jewish, and God bless you for all that you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for watching another episode of Jewish Pride Films. For your daily dose of Jewish pride, please tune in to Jewish Pride Radio. You can catch us each and every weekday on JewishPrideRadio.com, on iTunes, on TuneIn.com, and Stitcher.com. Inspire yourself to inspire others. Have a fantastic day.